What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Friday, and it is a great Friday indeed. Woohoo! Yeah, baby.
Fran,
we're feeling great today.
Yeah.
Aren't we?
We are.
I'd also like to start off by saying that Noah and I took a huge step in our relationship about 2 minutes ago. Huge step. We were bickering, and then...
Honestly, more than bickering almost.
We were fighting.
Everyone's...
It wasn't bickering. We were fighting.
But everyone's using their words.
And we were using
our
words.
You know it's like kind of getting serious when Fran like looks down
and says nothing.
Just because she like doesn't want to be a part of it.
Exactly. We then apologized to each other.
You did.
Yes.
And it was beautiful. And now we're past it and we feel great.
Yep.
And
when does his John Mayer shirt come in?
I gotta check the shipping on
Also,
that.
just now that you mention it, just to let people know, I will not be bribed by
Noah
John Mayer
will
shirts.
not
I don't
be
need any more John Mayer
any
shirts.
bribes.
How do I track
Maybe
it?
other stuff, but I'm good on John Mayer shirts.
Okay, so specifically, he is open to bribes, but not with John Mayer shirts because he has enough of those.
Yeah.
Not from johnmayerstore.com.
Yeah.
That is where I take
have
up
everything
space.
on that website at this point.
You got a limited edition shirt coming your way
Thank you.
anyways. Yeah, no problem. You're the best. All right. And anyways, we have huge news for everybody. I think that if you follow us on social media, then you've seen it before, but we are officially going on tour. This is something that we've wanted to do for a really long time.
Yes. Lads on tour.
Lads on tour?
That's what they say when they're on holiday. Lads on tour.
Oh, lads on tour. Chicks out of the office.
Like Love Island, lads on tour, but it's chicks on tour.
Sure. Chicks out of the office, some are saying as well. But we have a bunch of shows. First up was Boston. So we put that out Wednesday night, sold out in like 10 minutes, which was awesome. I genuinely started crying to myself because I couldn't fathom the fact that people are paying to meet us. Like us, they're paying for a show, but there are tickets for like to hang out with us after, whatever. And I had like a moment.
I mean, we picked smaller venues because we no joke thought people like.
It's funny because like it seems like everyone here, like the whole like team, that live event team here, was like telling me before it went up, like it's gonna sell out like really fast, and it seems like we were the only ones who thought
we were the only ones who
100% people over here, they were like, you guys are gonna sell. I was like, wait, are we though? Like I'm nervous. Like I was so nervous that people would not buy tickets that I didn't even want to do the tour. Like I started
that is kind of what has delayed us to this point.
Yeah, I told Rhea like last night, I was like, oh, we are announcing it tonight. She's like, what?
We've been talking about this for
it's
2 years.
Yeah, and it's not because I 100% want to meet everyone, want to do it. It's like a fear that I have. Yeah. So I started crying because I was like, oh my God, people are paying money to see us as human beings, me and you as individuals. That's insane. So thank you to everybody who bought tickets for the show in Boston. We will also be going to Philly October 14th, Nashville October 21st, Chicago October 28th, and then back at home, New York City, November 3rd. Now, those tickets are not on sale yet. Yep. Those will be on sale as the weeks go on, and we'll give everyone a notice because we didn't warn everyone this time. They just went on sale, and they sold out in 10 minutes, and people were like, oh, we wish we had a little more notice. And so, drum roll. Noah, you can like add in a drum roll as well. We are adding a second Boston show on Wednesday, October 6th, and those tickets will be on sale today at 3 p.m. Eastern time.
Yes.
So that gives everybody notice. If you're listening in the morning, 3 p.m. Eastern time, you can get it on tickpick.com/chicks is where you buy the tickets. I'll say that again, tickpick.com/chicks. And this is all presented by Sling TV. So Sling TV, we love you guys. Thank you so much. We are so excited for this tour.
Yeah. The Sling TV, thank you for jumping on with us. TickPick, you know, we've been talking about. They're hooking us up. We love TickPick. So we're so excited. Like we said, we've never done it before. So we are we're taking the podcast on the road. That's really how I feel about it. Because honestly, we just want to like talk to you guys, meet you guys, talk, have fun,
drink,
hang out, have some drinks. I'm super excited for the Philly show. I, may or may not have realized that it is on Thursday Night Football and the Eagles are playing the Bucks, which is, a huge game. Mm-hmm. And I think timing wise, it's just going to be very funny. Like we're at a place that has TVs, like we can have the game on, but we can also do the show. And then when it's over, just stay there and watch football.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time.
Double whammy.
Yeah, and we're just excited to, like you said, meet everyone, talk to everyone, see your faces. I was so nervous thinking about just getting on stage in front of everybody because, I mean, I love a stage. We know that. But the last time I was on stage, was my 4th grade play for King Louis. So it's been a while since
Is that true?
Well, the Seussical story.
What?
I was supposed to do Seussical. I got lice.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, so I do think like
mine was 8th grade narrator number 2 in Aladdin.
Oh, wait. If people went to Kellenberg or didn't go to Kellenberg or just know Long Island high schools, they know Blue and Gold. I did narration. Yeah. So the big that is big stage. Anyways, we're really excited.
Yeah.
We're gonna have special guests in each city. There's going to be special guests. We don't want to tell you who they are.
Yeah.
They're just going to bring them out. And we're going to surprise people.
We might not even know who they
we
are
actually
yet.
may not know either. So, but they will be there and it's going to be a great time. I'm excited for every single city individually, all for different reasons. Boston is like, that's where Barstool started. So it's like, real die-hard stoolies are in Boston. They're everywhere.
Hall that's like legendary. Faneuil Hall.
Where is that?
That's like the
areas.
Oh, where we are.
Like,
yeah.
that whole.
That's not the place we're going to.
No, but like it is in Faneuil. I don't even honestly know how that works, but it says Faneuil Hall like on Ned Devine's.
Yes, it's in that area. I don't know
like
exactly
the whole
what that is.
huge strip where it's like a billion different food places in that.
Yes.
It's in that area.
Yes, my parents always bring that up. I don't know. That's
Faneuil
like,
Hall.
Yeah.
We took a trip there in 7th grade.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna be there. Fran, you haven't been to. Have you been to Boston? That was like your thing that you haven't been to Boston recently.
No. Oh, I mean, I haven't been to Boston in
the years that you've worked here.
No.
Exactly.
No, in a long time. I did a summer internship program in high school where I lived in Boston for like the summer and lived in the Emerson dorm rooms.
Oh, that's
those are really nice.
Yeah, it was lovely. It was great. I worked at like a local TV station.
Oh, nice.
And that was literally the last time
you learn something new
like
every day.
Yeah. So last time I've spent like a longer
I got
amount
rejected
of time
from Emerson
in Boston.
Oh, sorry.
Too bad.
Very
Whatever.
sorry.
I know somebody who went to Emerson. Anyways, Philly. I've never been to Philly, so I'm excited for that. And Philly is going to be a big night for you. That'll be a lot of fun.
I'm excited.
Then Nashville. Never been to Nashville, so we are going to get rowdy in Nashville.
Yeah.
We
added Nashville because we were just like, we got to have one spot we've never been to before. And I know for all those that really want us to go to wherever it is you live, we started off small because like we said, we were really nervous.
We sold ourselves so short.
We were really nervous. So we kept it limited to like, the Northeast area and then, we added Chicago and Nashville. We definitely will do more. We want to go out. We want to go out west. Yeah. We want to go out west. But then there's even areas around here that will
like Florida
too. Yeah. Areas around here.
Not area. What,
yeah.
I mean,
I was gonna say like DC.
Oh well,
Baltimore.
Florida.
Other places.
It's not around here, but it's.
I saw someone from Hawaii. Someone from Hawaii was like, "Can you come to Hawaii?"
I wish
I would love to. Oh, and also Canada. I know that that's
Canada would be awesome.
When we like are able to go and rules are lax and things open up like much more and we can do those things in Canada. Toronto, here we come.
Yes, we're definitely going to do more. We started off small, like Fran said.
Yeah.
We really just, sometimes you just don't realize how much people appreciate the show.
Baby's first tour. Like we're this is a test drive. We want to make sure that we're good at this before we start doing it all over the place.
And we're going to be great at it.
Yeah, no,
I feel it in my bones.
I certainly think we will.
Somebody wrote to me on Twitter.
You might cry the entire time.
I 100%.
I'm like sneaky worried that you're going to cry at the beginning of every show.
I will cry the first show. I'm tearing up right now talking about crying.
Oh, I know.
Thinking about the fact I already said it. I just appreciate everyone very much. I think it's insane that people would pay money to
You're right.
meet us and just see us talk. Like, I think it's just crazy, and I really appreciate it. I'm going to move on to something funny because I'm getting teary-eyed. Anyways, somebody tweeted to me, will there be titties or just dribbling on about The Bachelor and Shawn Mendes? Just want to know what to expect. I wrote, I'm not hosting a show without titties. So titties
Also,
will be present.
It's like you never talk about Shawn Mendes. What is that?
I mean, it was that dude fucking trolling.
Yeah, no, I know he's trolling,
No, it's
but
a
like,
troll.
It was an absolute troll being like, oh, you guys are going on tour. What are you going to talk about? The Bachelor?
Titties. We're going to be showing titties on there. So if you're not buying a ticket, you're missing out.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's get into the show. Fran doesn't
Let's
like
do
when
it.
I talk about titties.
That's
on
not
stage.
true. We both have them, so they'll be
That's
there.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Why would we would not host a show without titties unless we slice our titties off and walks on stage? Titties will be at the show.
Yep.
And the audience as well. Anyways.
don't have to take him out though.
Yeah, you don't. Only if you want to. I will sign your titty if you want me to. I want that noted.
I just want to put that out there.
I want to put that out there. I'm open to titty signing. Anyways, let's get on with the podcast. Anything else you'd like to add?
No,
Okay.
I'm good. I'm ready to have a good weekend. I don't want to bring it up for the millionth time.
Oh, it's your
My
birthday
birthday's
weekend.
coming up.
That's why I looked at you and said, no. And nothing to add.
Because, I figured I could talk about it again on Sunday.
You're right. Because
My
then your birthday is on Monday.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. So I don't need to go on about it, but the birthday weekend is, I have made it this weekend pre the Monday birthday.
Yeah. How do you feel about turning 27?
Oh, no. That's the question I wasn't going to ask.
Why?
It feels old. I'm not going to lie. Older than, I don't know, 25.
Saying it and it's making me angry.
25 felt old.
Yeah,
26 kind of was like, oh no, 26 totally fine. 27 still not as bad.
I feel like
28.
Yeah, 28's gonna be scary.
But what's nice, and I think that it is what calms me, is I am a little bit younger than my friends. Not some, like we're mixed because of the September birthdays. That's right where the cutoff for school is and stuff. So some kids are older, some are younger. So I have a few friends that are also like turning, 27. They're the same. But then one of my best friends is turning 28 the day after me. And we do our birthdays together all the time. So she's turning 28, I'm turning 27. And then Joe, his birthday's the 25th, but he's also turning 28 and not 27. So he's like a year older than me. So every time I'm just like, it's our birthdays, but yeah, at least I'm not turning 28.
Yeah, there you go. You have that going for you. Here's the thing. When people talk about like, you're turning 27, you keep saying you feel old.
Yeah.
And then for me, I'm always like, I hate when people talk about their age and how old they are, but I'm just not there yet. So I feel like I don't get it.
That must make you feel really young.
It not necessarily. Like 24 isn't that young.
I didn't think about, I feel older until 25.
Yeah.
Like 25 was the moment when
Yeah,
I was
I'm
same,
actually
same.
happy to be the age I am and like turning 25. Like because I have always been like, you're so young. So I feel like it's all right. I'm allowed to grow up now. But my sister is 29.
Yeah.
And you would never guess my sister is 29 because she never talks about feeling old.
Yeah.
She acts very young. She just doesn't let that like her age change anything about the way she's acting. And I like think more people should be like that because I feel like when you keep talking about how old you are, people just then see you as old.
There's a great John Mayer lyric about this, but I won't bring it up.
I will say it.
It's I play the numbers game to find a way to say that life has just begun.
That's kind of gay.
Stop this train. Shut up. Fuck you.
I'm sorry, I had to throw that one in there.
Yeah, and people have
And if
been
you-
sending that to me about
People have been
music.
setting that to Noah.
Yeah. Honestly, I saw someone respond that, and at first I forgot about the story
Forgot
and
about
was
the
like,
story.
"What?"
You're like, again?
I'm like, that's mean. Oh, and then I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah. That's funny.
I think it's just it's less like, I definitely don't think that there's like a act your age type situation, but I think now because you have a different perspective because you are the youngest in your family. Mm-hmm. I'm the oldest in my family, so now when I spend more time with my siblings and all of their friends and hear how they're talking and what they're saying and what they're doing, that's when I'm like, I have no fucking idea what they're talking about. you are on the other, like you're on the opposite end of that.
and you're witnessing me with your siblings as well.
Yes, correct.
But you don't think about. I'm like I always think about numbers, and then I get like depressed where I'm like, oh, I'm 26, and like my parents are this old, and like blah blah blah. You know, like,
I know.
And then it's like, oh, like what happened? Like the last 10 years. What happened in the last 10 years?
Noah's like,
seriously, good
Noah's
question.
getting emotional. He's like, time is just going by.
Seriously though, I feel like I was in high school like yesterday.
I mean, Fran, I met you when you were 23.
When I go to these Jonas Brothers concerts, I'm like, feel like I'm 15.
Is that not crazy? I met you when you were 23.
Mm-hmm.
And you were like what, 19?
I was 19.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yuck.
I was 22.
You were 22?
February of 2017. Yeah, I turned 23 September of 2017.
Oh my
Doesn't
god!
that? It makes you think like I was 21 when I started here, and it's like I've been here so long now.
No,
like
I mean, my
5 years.
my 5-year anniversary is like next week.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I've been working for far too long for my age.
That's where it's like
I'm gonna retire.
You know what? We're
30.
retiring early, so we'll be fine.
Somebody here did ask me one day. They said, "Rhea, when are you retiring?" And I was like, soon. I hope.
by 30.
Literally by 30, I'm just retired. Oh my God. Anyways, let's get into the show. We have a great show, of course. We're going to be talking about Britney Spears deleting her Instagram. Ireland Baldwin is coming to the defense of Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber after the mean Selena chant. People think they found out who the new Bachelor is. Kim Kardashian is talking about carpooling to school.
She's taking the kids to school, folks.
She's taking the kids to school, and we have to talk about that. And we have a great interview with Rachel Bilson. If you're a fan of the OC, you're going to love this interview. We dive into all of that. The OC is one of my favorite shows of all time. So that was awesome that Rachel came on the show. So let's get into it, starting off with Britney Spears. Besides this podcast, protecting my friends and family is my number one priority. I said besides this podcast because this is number one, but I'll share it with protecting my friends and family as well. But I want to do it safely, and the people at Taser believe that safer self-defense is better self-defense. The Taser Strike Light is rechargeable, high-powered. It's a flashlight as well that can repel an attacker at any time through its electric stun feature. I know that a lot of people in this office keep this on them. People keep it in their homes, their apartments. They have it ready to go. It's a non-lethal self-protection device that is small and lightweight enough to carry around with you. So Taser Strike Light is available without a permit in most US states. You can get the Taser Strike Light at taser.com with promo code CHICKS. You could save 15% off now at taser.com. Promo code CHICKS. It's spelled TASER.com. Promo code CHICKS. Restrictions apply, and you could see the site for details. So we all know Britney Spears got engaged recently, and then right after that, she deleted her Instagram. People were very concerned. They said, oh no, where did Britney go? But then she tweeted that she is just taking time to enjoy her engagement. There's no reason to worry. She just wants to enjoy the engagement.
Exactly. I really think this is the best move for her. She said, don't worry, folks, just taking a little break from social media to celebrate my engagement. I'll be back soon. A source told Page Six that she's happy and in a great place. Silence can be a powerful thing and a powerful message. This was her decision, and is taking some time away in light of the successful path that she's been on and continues to be on following the news of her engagement and what's been happening with the conservatorship. So I must, by far, I think this is the best thing. Because like we said when we were talking about this last week, we want the conservatorship to end. We want her to be able to be on her own. But the public analyzes every little thing she puts on social media. So if she puts out an Instagram that everyone's like, ooh, is she okay? It just continues the conversation. And so for her, well, right now she's winning, So just turn it all off.
Yeah. I think that's a great point that you bring up, that everyone is always monitoring her every move. Yeah. So there's really no reason for her to be on Instagram. And I also think it's just a bad place probably for her mental health to be on Instagram. Everybody's giving their opinion. She doesn't need that, but it's hard to stay away from. I think it's easy to say, hey, don't read this, don't read that, don't look into social media. It's harder to do. So I feel like for Britney's case, just wipe it clean. We don't, we love Britney, but we would rather Britney be happy and enjoy her engagement than see her on Instagram. I think everyone feels the same way. We do not need Britney Spears on Instagram. We need her to be okay.
Exactly. No, I agree. And I think if this is a way for her and Sam to focus on themselves, not worry about posting or telling people where they are, anything like that, it is definitely for the best. Because like we just said, the news picks up on every single thing she posts, comments, what she's saying in captions. Like on the engagement post, Octavia Spencer commented like, sign a prenup, like whatever. Like it was a joke, obviously. Britney has a lot of money. And
funny joke.
Yeah, it's like I think everyone kind of hoped like, ooh, get a prenup.
Yeah.
This just happens all the time for all these. We were just talking about it. But it's just so crazy because it's like Octavia Spencer, and she had to not apologize to us, but she did write like on her Instagram saying, I made a joke about their engagement. My intention was to make them laugh, not cause any pain. I've reached out to this lovely couple privately to apologize and now want to restore just a smidge of happiness they were robbed of. So
imagine having to call like Britney or whatever, like, hey, sorry,
I made this comment. Well, here's the thing. I think you brought up a good point when you said she doesn't have to apologize to us. She has to apologize to Britney. Yeah. People need to start remembering that more. Like when people get so offended for somebody else.
Right.
Octavia Spencer doesn't have to apologize to you, random commenter.
Right.
Maybe to Britney Spears if Britney's offended, but like definitely doesn't owe it to you.
Britney's fiance responded being like, "Oh, like we were not insulted."
I'm sure they could take a joke.
I think for them, you understand it. It's for the, Britney has some of the craziest fans out there. It's for them to perhaps take it literally or go after Octavia Spencer for saying it or trying to say like, "Ooh, you're taking away from the moment," things like that. But yeah, we have really gotten into a trend of like public apologies that go to the world when it's like, well, you wronged one person, right? Like it's like, I can't believe I'm bringing up
the Bachelor
in Paradise, but like, it's like Brendan doesn't need to apologize to the fucking world. He needs to apologize to Natasha.
Yeah, that's what I said last episode.
Heartfelt personal apology to Natasha. And we don't even need to know if it happened or not, but he should do it.
Right. That's what I said last episode when we were talking about the Instagram story, and I was like, I don't care. Like, we all think you're an asshole, and we're going to talk about how you're an asshole, but like your apology to us isn't doing shit. We don't give a fuck. You don't have to apologize to us. You got to apologize to Natasha.
And if I'm Natasha, reading a public apology that goes out to the world that's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to Natasha and the way I treated her. It's like, hello, me, Natasha, send that to like me personally. And maybe he did, maybe he didn't.
Put that energy into sending it to Natasha. Yeah. Anyways, let's not keep talking about the Bachelor.
No, yeah, exactly. I just wanted to say, like, at that point, and Octavia, that's what I said. Octavia Spencer said she did this, and then she reached out to them privately to apologize. And as of right now, Britney's going to be off Instagram. We'll see how long it lasts, but I think she'll probably be happier without it.
I think she will, but I think she'll be back on.
I bet she'll be better than Chrissy Teigen, who... Remember when she I'm off Twitter and then a week later
she was just back.
She has a full-blown addiction to social media, so
I think Britney's going to be okay without it.
Yeah.
We talked about this a little bit last episode during the Met Gala when we mentioned Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber. There were people chanting Selena's name when they were on the red carpet, and everyone was wondering, why did Hailey and Justin look a little sad? Could be because people were just screaming Selena's name. Ireland Baldwin then came to the defense of Justin and Hailey.
So Ireland had commented saying, they're one of the happiest and most in love couples I've ever gotten the chance to be around, because the TikTok had said like, Selena fans like trying to ruin their red carpet moment. She wrote, they don't care about them, crying, laughing emoji. They're one of the happiest and most in love couples. I know that like they normally don't address this stuff, especially the Selena stuff. I feel like Hailey has really tried to stay away from talking about it because it always blows up into like a much bigger thing. But I do think it is nice to have a small comment from a family member jump in there, because I don't know. Personally, I just feel like if I was Hailey, it blows up so much, and you probably want to just ignore it. And you know that if a friend or a family member says something, this story just continues. But it's got to feel kind of nice to have somebody defend you.
Somebody has to say something eventually. I mean, They definitely did a lot in the beginning of their relationship. I feel like Justin, remember, he went on that whole long rant on his Instagram because people were being so mean at first. And the story does continue, but it also gets the message out there, because as soon as a family member jumps in and makes a comment, now we're talking about it, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, now we know that Ireland is defending her, but no matter what somebody says, these people will never stop.
No,
they will genuinely never get it through their... It's a sickness. It is wild, a legit sickness. These people are sick in the head who fixate their lives on a celebrity couple. Not even a celebrity in general, just like a celebrity couple, because they feel like a celebrity should be with somebody else, because it's genuinely
it's
sickening.
a celebrity couple, and it's also those that love Selena Gomez so much individually that they want to ruin Justin's life because of how that relationship ended.
It's just sickening. It's scary. It's very scary.
I know. And that, I don't know why, I just like felt like on a friend level, you know, if I was in a situation like that, I would of course not want to address it, and I understand that, but when it happens for so long, I would like to think that I would have a friend somewhere that would maybe like pop off in an Instagram comment 1 or 2 times and just like text me and be like, hey, sorry I did this, but like somebody's got to fucking defend you.
Right, like Kendall Jenner popping in to say fuck off one time. And I think I feel like that's the type of person who would, to just be like, can everyone fuck off? And then get on with the day.
And for a reminder, Ireland Baldwin is Alec Baldwin's daughter. So they're cousins. Hailey and Ireland are cousins.
And they've always been really close. So, I mean, at least someone said anything, but either way, it's just sad.
It really is. And eventually, like, and they do seem so happy, and it's just so unnecessary. I still couldn't believe that when I saw it again. But to have someone say something, it's for the best, I think.
It's not going to hurt.
No. It seems like we know who the new Bachelor is. We're going to discuss that, get into it. But first, we're talking about the Bachelor all the time. Cutting Stems, Paradise, Bachelor, Bachelorette. It's been nonstop. There isn't really a break. And let me tell you something, when I come home on Tuesday nights after Cutting Stems, after recording, I just want to collapse in my bed and have an amazing night's sleep. And every single time I get that, because I'm going home to my Helix Sleep mattress. I literally leap into my king size bed, roll around, get under the covers, feel good, and honestly fall asleep instantly, because between the mattress and the pillows, it is top notch. I love my bed so much. Helix Sleep has a quiz that takes just 2 minutes to complete and matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. With Helix, you're getting a mattress that you know will be perfect for the way you sleep. Like I said, everyone's unique. They have soft, medium, firm mattresses. Ones, if you're sleep warm, you sweat when you sleep. Mattresses that are good for your spine, or if you are, sore in the morning. It really is great. They cover all your bases. I have the Helix Midnight Luxe. Oh, God, it is just delightful. A medium feel. I sleep mostly on my side. I move around, but mostly on my side. It is such a huge upgrade from the mattress I had before. Joe and I talk about it all the time. It's just like, God, we love this mattress. It's really, really great. Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helixsleep.com/chicks. Oh my God. I was going to say, don't sleep on those pillows, folks, but please please sleep on them, but also buy them. They are great, the pillows. So when you get the mattress, you get 2 free pillows as well. helixsleep.com/chicks. It looks like we may have the name of our new Bachelor. This is all moving very quickly. I think we thought perhaps we would have some time to play the game a little bit. Oh, who's it going to be on Michelle's season? But I'm just guessing that if all of this is coming out now, of course they've already started. They're starting production, which is why this came out. Got a hold of some pictures of it looked like they were filming, and they're like, oh, I think this is the guy. Clayton Echard is his name. I hope I'm saying his name right. Echard is his last name. And at this point, like, I guess it's technically a spoiler because he is going to be on Michelle's season, but
there's so many other guys.
There's so many other guys. And I always feel like going in to a season, there's always a story or something viral that happened with one of the contestants that you immediately already know their right. days are numbered.
Knowing that this one guy doesn't make it isn't going to hurt anybody.
For sure. And when we know that they're picking the Bachelor from this group of guys.
Right. On. Yeah. And it's clearly it's clear he's going home quick, I would think. Unless he goes far, I would be so shocked.
I would be really surprised if he goes far just from the turnaround.
Right.
Like, it's harder to sell the love story of, hey, this guy's ready to fall in love when he had like fucking 10 days in between, Michelle's season ending and then doing this or whatever it is, 2 weeks. Like, I feel like I just saw in the last week or so them talking about Michelle's season ending.
Right.
And like Caitlyn like going home and like shit like that. Like the host like talking about things coming to an end. So I do think it would have to be a guy sent home earlier who maybe everybody is going to love very quickly, but Michelle, not for her.
There's really not much to say about this because we know nothing about him.
I feel like it adds a cool wrinkle into it where like now you just watch him knowing he's going to be like he's kind of studying like.
Yeah, and there's not much to even know about him right now.
We just know like basic bio stuff. He's 28. He's from Missouri. He kind of has like Colton vibes, just like looks wise, just, blonde hair, football kid. Mm-hmm. Played college football at Mizzou. And as an undrafted rookie in 2016, he was signed to the Seattle Seahawks. In his Instagram bio, it said washed up athlete now trying his luck in orthopedic sales.
See, for me, this is why we just need to wait and see, because what we were hearing was like, oh, like the producers, there was something different about this guy. They resonated with him. They loved his story. And it's like, well, we've heard about the almost football player.
Right. We've had this before.
We've seen it before. So there must be something different about him, and we're just going to have to wait and see.
Exactly. I think we'll find out. But it really does seem like this is him, because not only do we have all these reports, but, we also had Mike Fleece on Twitter saying it's a, next Bachelor's coming from Michelle's season. Then he also tweeted, and his name starts with a C. So I think it's pretty clear that it's this guy at this point. So Clayton, I guess you're up. Looking forward to getting to know you. Well. What do you know? Kim Kardashian jumps on the Ellen show. She's talking about the fam. She's talking about Kylie. She's talking about Travis and Courtney. But she's also talking about North. The little diva North that she is. That North has like only, she wishes she was an only child. She still has this like only child phase. And Kim shared that it's been a struggle to get her to even get to school, because there's times when North says she refuses to ride in the car to school with her brother, and that Kim is the carpool mom on occasion. And so because there's so many friends and cousins in the neighborhood, she's the carpool mom. Sometimes they have to go in different cars. So like North will have to go in one car with her friends, and then another car will have to take like Saint with like the rest of the family members, because North only wants to be with her friends. Kim said that she'll have to separate the kids because North wants her own music. She wants her own vibe. She wants to sing with her friends. So I have to trade off. It's always a thing. Bribes.
I took away two things from this.
Okay.
One, they're going to school.
They're going to school.
I told you so.
No, but no.
But that was never her
okay, but
argument.
let me say my second part. Yeah. Northwest is not going to high school. That's what I took from this whole thing. She's got to be put in separate cars and listen to certain music and get certain vibes.
But at the end of the day, Kim is going to make her go.
No, Kim is not going to make her go.
She's making her go right now to school when she doesn't want to.
I think
you have to go to elementary.
This is going to be my guess. This is going to be my guess. I think they're going to go. They're going to be in person at school until, and then it's going to be different for every kid.
Every kid. Free for all.
I think some are going to make it all the way through high school. Some are not. I think North is probably going to try 1 year in a high school, and depending on how it goes, is homeschooled or not. Yes, because I mean, do you not just get fucking queen bee energy from North?
Running the high school.
I feel like she would go into her freshman year and be like, I'm going to run this school.
It's possible. I also took something else away from this. Are these celebrities all listening to this podcast? Because Kim Kardashian is talking about school, and Bella Hadid, no joke, the morning after our podcast was released, Bella Hadid posted a picture on her Instagram story of her getting vaccinated.
I think everybody was really coming at her for the vaccine.
No, it was just us.
It was just us.
Gigi Hadid texted her like, did you hear the new episode?
Did you hear they're talking on Chicks in the Office about how you might not be vaccinated and you need to post a picture ASAP.
Yep.
This is what I'm taking away. Celebrities are listening to Chicks in the Office.
It's so funny.
Have fun at school, kids. I don't care.
Everyone, I just want to, this is another time, I just want to give a special hug, shout out to our listeners, because you guys were all cracking me the fuck up this morning, sending DMs of this E-News post of like, Kim's the carpool mom, and everyone's sending it, and they're like, look, they're going to school. I was dying. It was so fucking funny.
I was scared when I opened up Instagram today, because I saw like 20 comments and I was like, I didn't post a picture. What happened? And I just see tag school. I was like, oh no, for the love of God.
They're fucking going to school.
They're fucking going to school.
Not only are they going to school, but Kim's fucking carpool mom.
Imagine seeing
carpool
Kim
mom.
Kardashian pull up like in a minivan.
This is the thing. They live in the area where like either all the parents have some connection to famous people, or they're so wealthy enough that they're friends with the famous people, or they are just straight up the famous people.
Like Northwest is famous.
Like in Northwest, friends' parents are all I'm sure like very well off or connected to.
That would be awesome though if you were like a
way.
nobody kid and you like somehow became friends with North, and then you're like in it.
That's the dream, baby.
It's the cute like picture of them in their little fucking uniforms.
Sickening.
Oh, Kim also says she does think she is done having kids, which I feel like makes sense. She didn't. Ellen was, because they were talking about Kylie having another baby and all those things. She also said Kylie, Travis and Kourtney's PDA. It's a lot, but it's cute, which I feel like is a very good description of how most people feel about it.
Right. It's a lot to take in.
It's
but
a
good
lot
for them.
But it is cute because they are so in love. Yeah. But it's a lot. Exactly. Rachel Bilson is on the show today. We are talking about the OC. She has her podcast where she and Melinda Clark recap the episodes of the OC, and it's just so great to talk to her about it, because when you go and watch an episode, you're relaxing. The OC is just like one of those comfort shows where you feel like you're getting your moment to chill, your moment to unwind, hang out. So why not grab a Coors Light while you're watching? It is literally the beer that is made to chill. So when you feel like there's too much going on, you're moving, you're grooving, work, friends, too much, all you want to do is binge watch the OC and stay at home, relax on your couch, do it with a nice ice cold Coors Light. It is the best way to take that time to unwind, relax. The mountains on the bottles and cans turn blue when your beer is cold. You know it. That's when you know that beer is ready to go. Coors Light's cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged. It's made to chill, as crisp and refreshing as the Colorado Rockies. Perfect for a moment to unwind. So whether it's taking those couple hours to binge some episodes of the OC and having a Coors Light, or it's a Sunday and you're going to watch a football game, you want to relax, and you know what? You order a Coors Light at the bar while you're sitting outside. It is the perfect beer for all of those moments. That's why Coors Light is the one we choose when we need to unwind. So when you want to hit reset, reach for the beer that's made to chill. Get Coors Light and the new look delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/chicks. Always remember to celebrate responsibly. It's coming from the Coors Brewing Company in Golden, Colorado.
All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We have Rachel Bilson joining us. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Pause. Hold for the applause. Yeah. Rachel, thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited to talk to you. You guys all probably know Rachel from her iconic role as Summer Roberts on The OC, and she now hosts a podcast called Welcome to the OC, bitches, where they are going through the iconic show, breaking down episodes, talking to guests. How are you doing, and how has it been reliving The OC again?
You guys, I have to tell you, I was 21 at the time when the show started, and it's been kind of traumatizing in a way to watch it again. It brings up a lot of emotions, and you're like, holy shit, like I was so young, and like so much life has happened since then. But on the other side of things, it's really cool to like watch it back and be like, oh, I really liked this. I had so much fun doing this. And it's kind of cool to have like this trip down memory lane and kind of reliving your life at the time.
The OC is truly one of my favorite shows of all time. I have to put that out there. It's
Aww.
like I watched it after it was on TV. I think it was on Hulu maybe is when I just binge watched it from beginning to end. And it continues to be one of my favorite shows. So when you guys came out with this podcast, you and Melinda Clark, we were so excited. And this is something that we are seeing a lot of actors do with their old shows, is like go through old episodes, talk about behind the scenes of what was happening during that time. And I can't get enough of it. But there was obviously a lot of conversation around the cast when the show was on TV. But it was a time where there was no social media at all, or there was, but not like this. How do you think it would have been if there was?
Honestly, I definitely would have been probably the one falling out of limos without my underwear on. Like, I feel like it was such a blessing that didn't exist then, because the amount of attention that the show got was like, oh, this is awesome. People actually like what I'm doing. But again, it's like you get a lot of attention. And I think being young, and if you don't have the right support system or whatever it may be, it can be a little toxic. And I just think we were blessed that like the worst of it was like the paparazzi sometimes. But if social media had been a thing, it would have been a real mindfuck.
When was of course you're watching the episodes now for the podcast, but when was the last time you had watched the show, and did you even ever watch the show?
We watched the show the first year. We kind of would get together and watch them. They would screen them during lunch a lot of the time, but I had not seen an episode until this podcast started. And like I said, it was an emotional roller coaster. I cried the whole pilot. It was like, oh my God. And I was a little anxious about going through the whole thing again and knowing what happens, and some characters, die. And I was like, oh, this is going to be really okay. Deep breaths, and I just have to like strap in and try to be okay.
Yeah. Now watching the show, are you like, I like this show?
Oh yeah. Oh no, yeah, totally. I'm like, oh, you know what? This show is really good.
The show I was on was a real hit. Yeah.
It was like, I'm like, oh, they knew what they were doing. Like, we had really good writers, and I feel like all the actors, I won't speak for myself because I don't want to sound whatever, but I think everyone did a really good job and brought something different and special to each role. And it's all about chemistry, and I feel like a lot of that was just all of us coming together and it just working.
Yeah, I think a lot of people loved your roles specifically because Summer was such a different character, somebody who on the outside people would assume is one way, but on the inside was totally different. And you see that with her relationship with Seth, which everyone obviously loved. Yeah. But I remember reading that Summer wasn't initially supposed to be a part of the main cast. I think is that true? It was like after a few episodes you really got written in?
Yeah, so I started out as a guest star. I don't think she was supposed to be a bigger role by any means, but Josh Schwartz liked, how I was delivering what they were writing, and I made him laugh is why I got the role in the first place, because he was definitely not picturing like a little brunette as this best friend from Orange County, you know? And, and making him laugh was key. And then he kept liking what I was doing. So, and I think Adam and I were working well with each other, and they saw that, and then it just kind of took its own, thing, and it took its own thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think Summer and Seth were genuinely funny on the show. Like, you guys gave good laughs.
Thanks. We had a lot of fun. Like, we were talking about an episode today on the podcast, and you can tell Adam and I are just having a lot of fun with each other. And there's a lot of us that we brought into the scenes as well. And it just shows, I think, that it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Now, doing this podcast with Melinda, how have you guys been working together? Have you guys, when the show ended, and have you guys stayed in contact, or now, like, you doing this podcast, you and Melinda are talking again for, the first time in a long time?
Yeah, like, I guess I had seen her about 5 years ago or so at this OC musical thing. And before that, a lot of time would go in between seeing her, and I hadn't spoken to her or anything. And this podcast came up, and I got her email from a mutual friend, and I just shot her an email. I was like, Mindy, it's Bilson. Do you want to do a podcast? It was like, we hadn't talked in forever, and I just put it out there, and she was like, she didn't believe that it was me, I guess. She didn't know that it was me. And she was like, what is this? But we wound up talking, and right away we were like, yeah, this sounds like so much fun. Let's do it.
She really is iconic.
Yeah, and what's great too is there's it's a different perspective. I've listened to the podcast, and you remember things differently than she does. She was in different scenes than you were, obviously, and dealing with different things. So seeing the show from two different point of views is really cool, and I love that. And then you guys also have been bringing in great guests, either people who have worked on the show, or people who are in the cast, or people who are just fans of the show. Do you have because what was also great about the show is there's so many celebrity cameos that, looking back, you're like, wow, this person is a massive star, and they were on the OC. Who would you love to get on the podcast to talk about, like, their character?
I mean, it's kind of crazy looking at, like, the whole resume of people.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's heard of, like, Chris Pratt or Olivia Wilde or Shailene Woodley, like, if you've heard of them, But just the fact that they were all on the show, I think it was so cool. And Chris Pratt, Olivia, I adore, I love, one of the coolest people ever. Chris, also one of the coolest people, but also one of the most funny people.
Yeah.
I have never laughed harder. I had such a good time working with both of them. It would be great to have them on. It would be great to have Misha on. Yeah. To be honest, because she's spoken about her experience on the show. We would love to talk to her about it. It's just been really fun catching up with a lot of people, and we've had quite a few, and we have some really good ones coming up, and it's been so much fun.
Do you feel like you have a different point of view of what happened behind the scenes than, say, like Misha had?
I mean, I guess, I don't know. It's hard to say, because, like, from my own experience, I see things one way, and she has her experience. But all I know is that I loved working with her. We always had fun when we were working. So I can only come from that perspective.
When everything went down, like, towards the end of, the show, and things were changing, and, like you said, obviously big character being killed off, things like that.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. If you haven't watched, was there, like, did you think that, like, oh, this show could go on forever, or were you also kind of in the same mindset about things like wrapping up? Because people love the OC, right? And it's such an iconic show, and it's one of those shows that really wasn't on for that long.
And you never really see a show just kill off a main character.
Yeah.
Like, just a main
like
character.
Like the one. I think the show could have obviously gone on. There was a lot more to explore with it. But I don't know, at the time, I was working on something else while I was doing the last season, and I was younger, and I was like, oh, I'm going to be doing a movie or whatever it may be. And, life takes you in different directions. But looking back, and even at the time, I definitely would have done more. And I would have loved for it to have gone on, for a really long time, like a lot of those shows do, like 10 seasons or whatever. But I'm grateful for what we did do and get. And I think it was hard to come back once we lost Misha, because, she was the heart of the show.
Yeah.
I still loved the fourth season. Did you see Seth and Summer ending up together?
I think so. I feel like if you went any other way, it would be a disappointment. I think. So,
I mean, we couldn't have Ryan and Marissa. Not like we couldn't have Marissa die and Ryan be without her, and then also not have Seth and Summer together.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be like a really big bummer.
Yeah, it would be like Game of Thrones. Like it would just, it wouldn't be like a happy-go-lucky show. It would just be Game of Thrones.
And one of the ways that these shows like this are so great is because you do get these couples that the fans fall in love with, and they want. Even if it's not necessarily the most realistic situation, the fans want that couple to stay together.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, even, being young and all of those things. But no, I think from a fan standpoint, when those things end, like, people get so pissed off. It would have been like a whole dramatic thing. But so now you guys are almost done with the first season. I think you're through like 20 something episodes.
Yeah.
What has been your favorite episode so far to talk about?
Oh gosh. It was fun to do the one where Seth and Summer lose their virginity. Cause like that's super awkward and always a fun topic.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I'm looking forward to the Vegas one that we're getting to in a couple weeks. That'll be a lot of fun to talk about and relive.
How are you watching these? Like, are you putting a limit on how many episodes you're watching? Are you just binging it at your own pace, or what is it?
I literally, I have to, basically the night before we record, I watch the episode or else it won't stay in my brain and I get very confused and I have no memory. So I watch them the day before and I make my notes and everything else. But I get really wrapped up in it and I'm like, oh my God, what's going to happen? I actually don't remember what happens. There's so many things I'm watching that I don't remember shooting. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what I say. I don't know. I forgot that Caleb dies. Spoiler alert. I was like, what? Like all these things. It's as if I'm the audience watching the show for the first time and I have no clue what happens other than Marissa dying.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
That was pretty memorable.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And that is what, is so great about these shows, because for us too, it's like, oh, you listen to the podcast episode, you watch the episode so you can pair them up. But for me, it's so hard because when it's week to week, I'm like, and because you can binge, I'm like, oh shoot, I just watched 6 episodes of the OC and now I gotta wait 6 weeks for them to catch up to where I'm at. It's just one of those shows that it's so hard to watch just one.
They took them off now it's on, I think maybe HBO.
I think it's on HBO Max.
HBO Max. Yeah. But before that, they took it off Hulu and then I couldn't watch it anywhere and I bought it on iTunes. I literally bought the seasons on iTunes.
Oh, I buy it on Amazon. That's how I watch it. I had to buy the show.
Yes. I mean,
to buy your own show.
Yeah.
If somebody hasn't watched the OC yet, I mean, you're really just missing out. I tell everyone this all the time.
And also, we kind of just ruined a lot of it.
We ruined it, but
if you haven't, sorry.
But they won't get it until they watch it. You know what I mean? They won't feel the emotions. That graduation episode tore me up because I remember watching that around the same time that I was graduating high school. So it was I was like, oh my God. Yeah. My friends, I'm like, is one of them going to die now? What's going to happen?
You're like, oh my God, they're going to overdose in Tijuana and then one's going to die and then one's going to be in a car accident. And every horrible thing that could happen did on the show.
You guys were 20 years older than you were, which was the deal with every show around that time, which brings us to the question, what was it like at the time with so many other shows being out? I think it was
right. So the girls now, the girls who were on One Tree Hill do the same thing where they are recapping One Tree Hill now as well on a podcast, and they had made some comparisons to the OC just starting and One Tree Hill starting and the comparisons between the two, and it's just interesting now. How did you guys view the other teen drama shows that were on at the time?
Gosh, I guess One Tree Hill was around the same time. Yeah. I don't know that I had watched it when it was on. Actually, I don't know if I've ever seen an episode of it, but I know people love it. And I remember knowing Chad Michael Murray, and Sophia Bush got married. You know what I mean? I do those things, but I don't know that there was much like comparison going on or talk of that or anything. You know, we were kind of just doing our thing.
Yeah.
You guys were partying on your own.
Yeah, basically we were just like, fuck it. No, I'm just kidding. We were really like, yeah, we were just doing our own thing.
Is there a time during filming that you remember specifically with the cast that was just like, because I remember talking to, I think it was Nina Dobrev, who said that for her 21st birthday, the entire cast of Vampire Diaries just like flew out to Vegas one night. It was like out of control. Do you have something like that that you remember with the cast?
Yeah, we like, maybe it was the second season, we went to New York, and you know, a thing called upfronts where you introduce the new shows and, you know, advertisers buy whatever spots, and we all got flown out, and we had so much fun in New York, and we all went to Peter Gallagher's like country house in Connecticut and played an epic game of capture the flag, all of us, like Tate and Peter and Ben and me and Adam, and I had my best friend with me and Melinda, and like it was just, we had the best time, and we talk about it a lot, Camp Gallagher. We want to bring it back, we want to revisit it. It's just such like a fun memory, and we were a hot mess.
That's amazing. And I love watching all the stuff that everybody does now because, you know, Pete Gallagher's been on Grace and Frankie, which has been so great because it's
such a good show. It's
such a great show, and he's so good on it. But it is still so hard to watch him and not think of, you know,
Sandy Cohen.
It's really, he just is Sandy Cohen.
Who was the other person that was up against him for Sandy Cohen? Because I remember reading about this and being like, there is no one else who could have done this role. I have to look it up now.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we talked about it, and I can't even remember. Yeah. I feel like
I think it was someone like, was it Bruce Willis? Am I being crazy? No. John Hamm.
Yeah, so I asked Josh Schwartz about this, and he has no recollection of John Hamm being in the mix. But maybe
he said he auditioned to play.
John Hamm's. I feel like if John Hamm said he auditioned,
maybe he auditioned, but didn't get far.
Yeah,
like he never got to meet the director or writer.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that guy. I don't know how many places he's going. So.
Yeah.
Who the hell is John Hamm?
Who the hell is John Hamm? He's done all right.
Yeah, one of the, you know, iconic things about the show as well is the fashion and the trends that you guys were just representing on the show, and the things that you guys were doing and wearing and saying that then everybody else started doing and wearing and saying. Watching season 1, is there any specific trend that you wish would come back? Because, you know, everything circles back. Everything from the 90s is cool again now. Yeah.
No, there's a lot. I'm seeing a lot of things. Some things that are terrifying that I'm like, please don't bring platform rocket dogs back.
Yeah.
Like, let's just leave those. But Melinda was wearing a bucket hat in the episode we just did. And I was like, oh, well, those came back full force, you know? And so it's interesting to see all these early 2000s fashion things coming back. I don't want the really low jeans.
I was just about to say the low rise.
Yeah, like no one needs that.
Big anti low rise.
I kind of like the low rise. Like I don't know why I'm into it right now. Not like super low, but it's just like below belly button. Because I feel like we all got to a point where we all just started hiding our belly buttons all the time.
Yes. We did, and of course, like high-rise jeans, you know, have gotten higher and higher, and now
they're like up to your boobs.
Yeah, we're going low. Yeah. We're going lower.
It's like my
lower.
grandpa. Yeah, yes. I go to my grandpa with his.
Yeah. There has to be a happy medium because I just think there was a, especially back then, things were a little less inclusive when it came to clothes, and low-rise jeans. You just don't sometimes feel that confident in low-rise jeans.
It's very true.
Don't.
You don't. You can't bend over. I mean,
can't bend over. You can't like.
Honest.
There's not a lot of wiggle room.
You can't like wear them out to dinner and have a big meal.
No.
Like it's just you don't. Yeah. It's not super comfortable.
They're not very versatile.
Yeah. So we're definitely hoping the low rise jeans don't come back. What did you think about the makeup watching? Because the makeup to me is so interesting. There's so many like bright eyeshadows and hot pink lips.
But how about like the bronzer alone? I mean, the fake tan situation, the first season of the show is so intense.
Was crazy.
So they're really selling. Yeah, they're like selling like we live in Southern California by the beach. Like we look like the sun. Like,
just looking at the extras in the background, you're like, oh my God, this is a tanning salon.
Yeah. Oh, basically they were all in the same booth together. It's pretty I don't know, startling to say the least.
Did you, from what you've watched so far, like, was there any specific summer like look or makeup or outfit that you were just like, that is just terrible,
or that you love?
I wouldn't go as far as saying anything is love at the moment, but watching the Wonder Woman back, like the amount of hair they put on me and the makeup and the whole thing, I'm like, oh my God. And like, I could never do that again. So I'm like, all right, that's like a piece of time that lives there. I get to see it. It was there was a lot. There were a lot.
Was it really specific with hair on the show? Because I've been listening to a lot of actors and actresses talk about like how particular hair can be on set, and especially for those early shows, I never really thought about it. But like, was there any times like that maybe you wanted to change your hair and they were like, you can't do that, you have to keep it this way?
No, I think like, there was one episode where last minute, like I was getting called to set and the hairdresser clipped fake bangs onto me and just sent me in. And now to this day, like you see it and you're like, that is just horrific. And Josh to this day is like, he always makes a joke about bangs. Like, you do not do bangs. Like that is just not allowed. And it was traumatizing, I think, for a lot of people. And Josh was very upset and it did not look good.
I feel like a lot of the times bangs could be traumatizing for people. It's like one of those things you think it's going to be fun. And then you're like, nope.
Yeah.
Never mind.
It's not in my experience. It's never been a good idea.
Yeah. That's super, super fair. And then, of course, you're going to continue watching, and you've made it through a season, but almost through the first season. But do you have like a specific summer storyline that is your favorite, or something that you loved playing the most?
Oh gosh. Well, like I told you guys, I'm basically watching it for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I know that Summer has a really good arc, you know, how she starts and how she finishes is pretty cool. And I know all the stuff when she goes to Brown and her stuff with Chris Pratt is really funny, and that'll be fun to see again. But yeah, I'm kind of like watching it with everyone else, and I will comment on it as it comes.
She'll figure out her favorite when she wraps it up.
Listen to the podcast and hear what she remembers and what she loves. Rachel, what else is going on with you? We know I saw on Instagram you just celebrated your 40th birthday. How was that?
You know, there's like so much pressure around turning 40, and everyone's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? And it's just like, I don't know. So literally all I did is I took my daughter, we got our nails done on my birthday, had like dinner at my mom's, and then on the weekend with a few friends had fried chicken and played games. Like it was so the opposite of some like grand celebration. And I had a lot of conflicting emotions about it, because you're like, oh, this is officially like old, they say, which is like, it's just not, it doesn't feel that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, the pressure around it is pretty shitty, but I made it through. I feel okay. I crossed the bridge.
And I'm sure many people have told you that you really just don't look 40 at all. Like not even close to it.
So it's to the point now where I'm 40 and like I still get carded, and I'm like, you guys, like it's now offensive. Like you know what I mean?
At first it was flattering.
Yeah, but now it's just offensive.
Right. It's like I'm a woman, I'm a mother, like give me my alcohol.
Yes.
I need my alcohol right now, please. You're wasting time.
Yeah, like can we just move past this?
Well, we love the format of the show so much, and I gotta say, you know, I was also a big Heart of Dixie fan. So if you ever wanted to do a podcast like this for Heart of Dixie, I would not be complaining about that. Just putting that
you know,
there.
we had Wilson Bethel, Wade and Sella on last week on the podcast, that because he was on the OC for like one episode. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. But yes, thank you. And Heart of Dixie was so much fun to do.
That's a perfect example of how when you watch the OC back, and there are so many people on that show that you forget how to roll on the OC.
I always forget about Olivia Wilde. Yeah. And her role was just amazing, and I would just gotta get her on the pod.
Forgot. Yeah, for sure. And Jamie King, who's on Heart of Dixie, was on the OC as well.
Amazing.
Lots of crossovers.
So much crossover, which is great and fun to hear you guys now get to talk about it and talk about the times on the show and watch these episodes. So if you guys want to watch the OC, get into it, hear what's going on in the episodes from the people themselves, Rachel Bilson and Melinda Clark, you can listen to Welcome to the OC, bitches. When do the episodes drop?
Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday. And I'm assuming you can listen to them wherever you listen to podcasts.
Absolutely.
Amazing. So everyone go check that out. Rachel, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Remember, tickpick.com/chicks. You can look at the dates of our live shows, and we will be going live with the other tickets soon. We love you guys. Subscribe everywhere, and have a great weekend.